Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie Menendez and I usually do content about teaching, but I'm also pregnant right now. I'm currently 19 weeks pregnant and the first trimester was a bit rough, so I'm finally feeling good enough to get back into filming. But I just released my 4-week pregnancy symptoms video, and so I'm going to go through weeks 5 through 7 now. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if this is something that you're interested in, and let's go ahead and get started. So 5 weeks pregnancy symptoms I would say are about the same as week 4. Frequent urination, waking up at 5 a.m. every day to go to the bathroom. There was a little bit of cramping, nothing painful or like close to period cramps, I wouldn't say. Bloating was so uncomfortable, and it was always worse at night after I had dinner. And I remember once my husband and I were watching a movie after dinner, and my stomach just like hurt so bad, and I could tell that it was the bloating. I was like moving, shifting, standing up, walking around, trying to find a comfortable position, and I would do that pretty frequently throughout the very beginning of the first trimester. It was after I ate, I would just have to get up and go outside and walk around the yard for a while to kind of try to combat the bloating a bit, so it was very uncomfortable. But another symptom would be I was very hungry, especially before bed. I was just ready to eat some snacks, and I just never really felt truly full before I went to bed, which was kind of annoying. Tender breasts, they were very sore, still felt kind of swollen. Yeah, that seems pretty normal. Hot flashes at night, night sweats. I talked about this in the last video. They were so irritating. I would wake up so hot and so annoyed, and this definitely continued in week 5. Mood swings, especially if I saw like a sad movie, I would just crying for a while. I would just get annoyed over things. Mood swings. And acne. So that was a very fun part of week 5. Week 6, I would say, is where some symptoms really ramped up, and I could tell that we were definitely getting further along in the pregnancy just by more common, what you would think of as like pregnancy symptoms started happening. Again, always frequent urination. I started to feel really tired at this point, so I would make it through the workday, and then I would come home and I would just have to like sit on the couch for the entire rest of the day. I had no energy to do anything else, to cook, like nothing. I had no energy. The acne still persisted, and this is where my nausea started. And I mean, I'll get a little bit into nausea later, but you know, I think everybody knows that nausea sucks, but the frequency with which nausea happens in pregnancy for some people, myself included, is terrible. And this is where that really began. But I would say my personal worst symptom up until like this point, like 19 weeks, started in 6 weeks, and it was just this weird taste in my mouth. And I didn't think too much of it at first, but it continued for weeks and weeks and weeks. And I started to look up more about it. I was like, what the heck is this? And a lot of pregnant women describe this as a metallic taste in their mouth. And once I heard that description, I was like, yes, that suits it very well. And I think this was the worst symptom for me, just because on top of the nausea, like feeling not so great, it's that the only time I could get this disgusting taste in my mouth out was when I was eating something. And it made me I want to drink specific waters, and like juice tasted weird, and just everything tasted so weird, and there's really no cure for it. Like I asked my doctor, and I looked it up. I was like, is there anything I can do for this? And there's not, unfortunately. So it's just constant disgusting taste in your mouth, like tastes like you're like sucking on a penny all day, which I just hated, because it made food and drinks just not enjoyable to me for a while. So yeah, that's week 6 is when that started. All right, week 7, this is where the symptoms ramped up even a little bit more. So nausea, but this week I specifically made a note that it was lasting all day and peaking at night. And I remember getting so upset at the idea that it was called morning sickness because I was like, it's all day sickness. It's not in the morning. It was worse in the morning for me. I could go to work and like survive, and then at night I felt absolutely horrible again. So it was just throughout the day, 24-hour sickness. It was not fun. Fatigue again, I would go to work and then come home and have no motivation to do anything. Frequent urination, always. Back pain, this is where some back pain kind of started. And I don't remember it being too bad. It was just, you notice back pain. Metallic taste in the mouth, it was still there haunting me. And food aversions. Well, now that I'm looking back, I wouldn't necessarily say that I had food aversions. I had a fridge aversion. And it was so strange because if I wanted to go out and eat, I could eat like anything that I wanted to, really, but just the thought of anything in my fridge was disgusting to me. I would open it, take out some leftovers really quick, and just close it. And so when I finally got over that and I cleaned out my fridge, there was so much like rotten food in there because I just couldn't stand to open it and look in my fridge. It was the strangest thing. But I'm thinking that it was because when I got hungry, hunger was immediate and it would spike the nausea even more. So the thought of having to go in the fridge and then think about the amount of time it would take for me to cook the food would just like get worse. I just needed to get in the car and like go get something or hope that I could make something in time before I got hungry. So that was kind of, I think, the thing with the fridge. I could not open my fridge for a while. And I think that's everything from weeks 5 to 7. Things definitely amped up a bit and it got interesting. But here we are, 19 weeks, and I have survived to tell the tale. So good luck to you if you're experiencing any of these symptoms. You got this. You can get through it. I promise. You're doing amazing. And party if you don't have these symptoms. And I hope you guys come back for the next video. Thanks. Bye.